atmosphere. They land across the floating rings platform number 7, the central cornucopia equivalent. Shaka Zulu immediately tried to spirit Baby Cheese's boombox. Injuring him, Cheese flies, hurling cheddar bombs behind him. Springtrap drags Pectra behind a slab of Saturn's rock, but delays the kill. Holy crap, the very first thing Springtrap does is try to kill some child.
Yeah.
Spyro ignites Freddy Cornhouse Jr. slightly before escaping across floating rubble. Freddy screams, "The harvest has come for me." Elizabeth Comstock opens a serious wreck and comes out.
You added Elizabeth Comstock?
No, you added Elizabeth Comstock.
No, I didn't.
Justin Bieber, Mary Core. There's a mandrake root. The beast is majestic. The scream, less so. Kiriko makes a fast alliance with Wraith and Lily. The drunken sailor finds a barrel of alien rum. He Saturn's a tavern and downs half of it.
Yeah.
Tanix and Gardom lock eyes. They sound like walk in opposite direction. Oh my god, so many people are dead.
Yeah.
I scrolled to the bottom and checked because it said, whatever.
Bleh.
Okay. 10 died before sunset. The Mandrake, Petra, Gollum, Shiloh, and Shiloh survived by sheer proximity. Oh,
Who all is dead?
I don't know. It just says it's really weird. Why does it do that?
I don't know.
Dan Marino kicks a boulder into Aswell's chest.
Yo, it's
Saturn
fire.
gravities fluctuate. People fly, float, and slam into debris. Lord Garum kills a German soldier who's never understood what was happening to begin with. Barbie helps Elizabeth bandage a wound. Freddy Cornhouse tortures a rock thinking it's Spyro, ranting about the sins of fertilizer. Who is this guy? Tanix sleeps upright, his eyes glowing red. Lily watches the sky and sings to herself. Justin Bieber, Justin Bieber who sings to Manticore until they both fall asleep. A storm hits.
So
The
wholesome.
floating platforms crack and shift deadly and tears off the edges. Springtrap lures the drunken sailor towards a crack. The sailor trips, grabs Springtrap's ankle, and they both fall into the void.
Great.
Or into Saturn's void.
Yeah.
Harambe does a flyby, bombing Tanix and Perch. Okay, I'm reading the introductions. Who are these people? Okay, giant mandrake. Okay.
I think it's way
Justin
funnier when
Bieber,
you don't
the
read.
knight riding the Manticore. But Shiloh the machine dog. Harambe in a fighter plane. Okay, that's why he's bombing people.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't read it next time. Next time you do something like that, I won't read it. Just like, what is going on?
I know, yeah.
Fallen tributes under Chapter 1. Biggie Cheese, Petra, Mandrake, Shiloh the Machine Dog, German Soldier, Drunken Sailor, Springtrap, one of Howard, as well as alternate personalities.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh my lord. The Eye of Hyperion opens on the third day. The floating platform begins to vibrate in unnatural energy. The Saturn's Great White Storm twists the cycle. Does
Hmm?
okay? I think it's confusing Saturn with Jupiter.
That's okay. Same
Whatever.
Hashtag not my planet.
Even initiated, the Eye of Hyperion is active, emotional extremes will be amplified. Visions may occur. Oh, it's hallucinations. Kiriko wakes up screaming, thinking Lily stabbed her. She throws a shuriken, barely missing Lily. Lord Garum, fevered from his own wounds, sees his son Lloyd in the mist. He collapses, begging for forgiveness. Wraith finds him and mercifully stabs him through the chest. Justin Bieber is serenading his Manticore mid-fight when he suddenly hears boom. You're irrelevant, Saturnian hallucination hisses. Distraught, he calls Justin Bieber irrelevant.
Yeah.
And he gets so distraught, he crash lands the Manticore. And the Manticore flies off without him.
Damn.
Lord. As well as rituals complete. During the Eye of Effect, he now believes he summoned a new order. In truth, he's speaking of a group of Saturn rock crabs. He names them the Enlightened Council and begins feeding them his hair. Barbie begins to cry. He's already lost it. Barbie begins to cry while brushing her hair. She flees in terror from Dan Marino. Tanix is back, scarred, glowing red. He carves the words "liar" into a stone and stalks the field silently. Even the hallucinating are scared of him. Tanix also has a filter, so I think that Dorica hears her dead allies screaming in her ears. She wakes up, walks into a fissure, but Spyro saves her just in time. Elizabeth Comstock, now surrounded by miniature rifts, sees infinite versions of herself.
That's normal.
Yeah. Freddie Cornhouse Jr. is unaffected. Your brains are yours, he taunts. He builds a fear maze out of roots. I don't know who that guy is.
They made him up. He tortures people.
Okay. Cool. Lily sits silently in a crumbling temple. A ghostly knight watches over her. I forgot I added him. The Mason commander from Chivalry, because he's been stuck in my head all day. I've been like hearing his voices as my thoughts, where it's just like I want this person dead, you know. Hold for like one of the thoughts I said, buy the fucking this thing, wherever the hell I was thinking at the time, like buy oil system cleaner in his voice, and another thing I thought was you're fat to some lady. I thought that so hard, and I immediately almost turned laughing. So many weird people came into my weird-looking people came into my work today as well. Some lady came in really early on, and I was extremely tired. And immediately I thought, why the long face? Because your face was so long.
Yeah.
I almost said that out loud as well. I was like, that's the quickest way to get fired. It's just saying why the long face to the fucking guest.
That would be pretty funny.
Oh my lord, it would have been hilarious. I would have cried laughing.
I know, yeah. You should have done
it. And it's so funny. I've turned the cars, and I don't even see who's inside of it. I could just guess that car's Hispanic, and the guy who like rolls down the window is some Mexican dude who only speaks Spanish. I'm like, yep.
Awesome.
I have no idea. That's like a weird thing. Wraith is sobbing, muttering, I'm already dead. I just don't know it. Dan Marino builds a defensive wall. Football is about structure, he states. Spyro flies through a lightning storm. The Eye of Hyperion pulses. Justin Bieber stands in a beam. In the beam. I don't know what that is. His armor rusts. He crawls into a fetal position. I think that's the Eye of Hyperion just shooting lasers at people.
Okay.
Kiriko and Dan Marino regroup. She heals his arm. He teaches her how to throw a football.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. Garmadon's corpse is gone. The only thing left is his helmet. It turned upside down and filled with blood. No one took it. Elizabeth disappears for hours, then she returns. A wrist hover around her at all times. Tanix stalks Barbie. She leads him to Freddie Cornhouse Jr.'s maze, and Tanix walks in. Screams follow. Freddie yells, "Got him!" The Mason commander's not spoken this whole time, carves a message in stone. Strength silence. He watches the rest from a high perch, unmoving.
Whoa.
Masons, keep them away from the wall.
True.
At night, a red storm eye closes. The hallucinations stop. Elizabeth stands atop of the hill. Dorica wakes up next to Spyro. Justin Bieber stares at his reflection in Saturn's ice. Tanix crawls out of the maze, burnt, silent, half of his face is gone, Two-Face. Freddy Cornhouse Jr.'s, y'all had a taste of my Cimarrons. Alright. Still wordless, still watching, the Major Commander begins to collect weapons and armors from fallen tributes. He reforges a Salburnian halberd and carves his vow into a crater wall. He trails Dorica and Spyro from afar, never intervening. Freddy Cornhouse.
1 sec. Alright.
Alright. Oh my god, I really want to play this on the zone for some reason. The game's fun. The story's pretty good.
Nice.
The characters are hot.
Yeah, especially the bear.
One of Freddy Cornhouse makes root traps. One of them nearly grabs Kiriko. Elizabeth Comstock no longer speaks. She observes others through the rifts. She's stalked by Wraith. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Spyro and Dorica now team. Spyro trusts Dorica, but she doesn't trust herself. Spyro finds a dagger hidden in his food stash. Okay. Barbie is building a shrine for Dan Marino. Alright.
Yeah. Let's go.
Dan Marino, football. Now firm allies, Kiriko protects Dan. Dan gives her structure. They spar to keep sharp. Until Kiriko finds Tanix watching them from a nearby cliff. Dan throws him a football. Tanix then catches it and then crushes it in one hand.
No. Leave him alone.
Tanix, nearly unrecognizable at the maze, his armor is ruined. His rage simmers. He waits for the perfect moment to strike. So Tanix lore is pretty funny in Destiny because he's like a boss that constantly shows up in Destiny, and I think you fight him a total of 6 times before he finally dies throughout all of Destiny history. No, he kind of is Nemesis. So the first time you fight him, it's Tanix. It's just Tanix. You fight him, and I think he runs away. The second time you fight him, it's in a strike, and so he's like, all right, one of us is dying, type of thing. You fight him, and Tanix loses. This third time you fight him, it's Tanix, the Taken, or the Corrupted, or something like that. So Tanix's soul got taken from his corpse, I'm pretty sure is what it was, and got churned into a Taken entity, which means that Tanix now is he's basically, his soul is basically trying to kill you. You've defeated him. That was like a secret mission. But then there's Tanix Perfected, who got he got churned into, his corpse was found by Siva, and Siva mechanized and resurrected. He got Siva-fied and got resurrected, so that's why it's Tanix Perfected. He dies again. So this is what, 4 times you fight him?
Mm-hmm.
In Destiny, I think you fight him again randomly once, and then in a raid, he gets resurrected. I think this time though he gets like resurrected as a machine, and the very first thing is he wakes up and turns and looks at you, and immediately just like points and screams at you. You fight him,
It's
you
horrifying.
defeat him. I think he should be dead.
Yeah.
You end up killing Acris, who's the final boss of who's the second to final boss of that raid.
Mm-hmm.
Acris dies, but she sets up a self-destruct protocol. Now you and your teammates need to run to escape pods. Tanix appears out of nowhere and chases you down a hallway while this is happening.
That's crazy.
The space station you're in falls out of the sky and lands on Europa. Tannic arises from the wreckage and melded, and like he melds himself to a skiff, not skiff, a massive uh, shank, which is like a
Mm.
drone basically.
I
He melds
see.
himself to a massive drone, and he tries to kill you again. This guy does not die.
Yeah. That's
Or
crazy.
stay dead, I should say. He is like Nemesis.
Yeah. But can he beat
Justin
Dan
Bieber,
Marino?
yeah, he Justin Bieber sings into the void. He finds Barbie's shrine and adds a piece of broken lance to it. As well, fully diluted, he crowns one of Saturn's crabs as an Archmage Cackler and announces it to no one.
Announces it what?
Announces to no one. The
Oh,
grand
okay.
harmonization begins now.
Yay.
Alright. Someone was stabbed in the dark. Kiriko wakes to find her side gash, not fatal but deep. Dan Marino is gone.
Well.
Yeah, that's it. Barbie, a single knife lies beside her. Barbie comes out of nowhere to help her. She rejects it. The next day's day 6. Spyro screams. Dorko is missing. A nose carved in a rock. That's stating that he was soft. Spyro flies into a rage. He scorches a wide section of Saturn's floating terrain and begins hunting Dorka.
Shit's going down.
Freddie Cornhouse Jr. has been testing his new maze of suffering in deep inside crust. He kidnapped Dorka.
That makes sense.
Kiriko, limping from her stab wound, demands answers. She confronts Dan Marino, who finally returns. Elizabeth begins closing her rifts. She sees the future, and Tanix slaughters 2 of Aswell's crab disciples, and then sits beside Aswell and says,
Alright.
"You're next." Aswell doesn't even resist.
Damn. He's just
I don't think he
completely
dies
gone.
though. Oh, he did. He did die. Okay.
Yeah.
Arena pulses. No, it knows blood is coming. Spyros finds a trap door in the breeze and begins descending the maze of suffering. Tanix finally kills Aswell, shoving a broken crab shell into his throat.
Wow.
Kiriko sets up a trap for Dan Marino. She's made up her mind. Dan never walks into it. Instead, Barbie accidentally triggers it. Justin Bieber watches from cliffs. He sings a dirge or Diag
There.
as the
What?
arena goes quiet again. I don't know. Sings a dirge. Dirge.
Oh. Dirge.
Dirge. Sings
Oh.
dirge. Spyros enters the underbelly of Saturn. It's made up of the maze of suffering, or makes up the maze of suffering. Freddie Cornhouse's Jr.'s domain. You made this character, and he's an actual villain.
You know, he's cool.
Fueled by rage, he burns the corridors. After corridor, the mage regenerates. He's getting lost. What the fuck? Freddie Cornhouse sings to Dorica. That's it. And she just threatens him.
You see.
Kiriko buries Barbie with trembling hands. She doesn't even speak to Dan Marino. Dan Marino finds Wraith and offers to tree with football. Dan finds a... He doesn't say that. I just said that out loud.
Okay.
That would be funny, just football.
Yeah. After all that, I'm still trying to figure out why he just randomly stabbed Kiriko.
He didn't. It wasn't his
Oh.
knife.
Oh, okay. But she set a trap for him. That's why.
Yeah,
She
because
was like-
I said that. I said that she got stabbed in the middle of the night and Dan was gone. It wasn't
Okay.
necessarily him.
Yeah, I know. But then she set a trap after that, so I just
Yeah, because she thought it was
for
him. Yeah, that's
yeah. So,
yeah. I'm glossing over like minor details that like say stuff that like imply it wasn't him.
okay,
So sorry.
that's fine.
The Mason Order commander finally moves from his perch. He walks into the open. He draws his weapon and just stares across the platform at Lily. Okay. He instincts protect the weak, destroy the twisted. That's not their motto at all.
Huh?
Their motto is the Mason commander thinks protect the weak, destroy the twisted. Which there's a lot of voice lines
Yeah,
of like Mason or Mason. Yeah, Masons are just like the weak must serve the strong. You know, being strong is never wrong. Only cowards live forever. I like that one a lot.
That's a good one.
They say one of my favorite taunts is, "You aren't fit to govern, let alone live."
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones that are pretty good from him. I think one's like, "You smell like a woman."
Nice.
Sparrow. Elizabeth watches through a bunch of rifts. She sees a bunch of people dying. Blah blah blah. Sparrow finds Dorka just as Freddy begins to slice her arm.
Shit.
The floor collapses and they fall into a new chamber, a Saturnian vault that goes with memory crystal. Freddy lands first. Sparrow lands hard. Dorka hits stone.
Okay.
Why is this Freddy? Is he just some redneck as well? Why is it given like a redneck accent?
I think so. No, he is. Yeah. Freddy Cornhouse. Come on, that's totally a redneck name.
Freddy rages and charges Spyro. Dorka crawls towards a crystal spear. She throws it and skewers Freddy to the chest.
Dang.
His roots shrivel and his cornhusk helmet wilts. He's dead.
Rest in peace.
Elizabeth Comstock reappears in the maze through a rift. She finds Dorka tending the Spyro. She offers her a way out. Dorka takes it, and then they all vanish together. Wraith stabs Dan Marino in the back during the food run. As he bleeds, he whispers, "Nothing personal, just the game."
Where's Wraith from? Which one?
Apex. I know it doesn't specify. Sorry. I was waiting for it to specify for some reason. Kiriko is now fully alone, prepares to attack Wraith, but she's stopped by Lily and the Mason Order commander. They say nothing and just stare at her like a jury. I forgot Lily can't speak because she doesn't know how to.
Mute.
That is one reason she doesn't talk to anyone, is that she just doesn't know how to speak.
Yeah.
She's just a clone of an 8-year-old.
Awesome.
With like knowledge, but not ways of like using it.
Yeah.
4 figures sit around the low fire. Lily, the Mason, the commander, Kiriko, and Wraith. 8 are still alive though. Spyro, Dorka, Elizabeth, Tannix, and Lily, Kiriko, and Wraith. And Mason Order Commander.
Yeah.
Okay, why is this pissing me off? What did that say? Okay, Saturn's arena begins to destabilize. I thought it said something else. I don't know why I'm... What did you say?
What the hell?
The rings are breaking, blah blah blah. So I was cutting off some like annoying skin on my foot.
Okay. Cool.
A massive black tower rises from Saturn's core, not corn, surrounded by storms. At its peak, only one extraction pod is left. Taniks emerge just from the storm, dragging debris behind him, soaked in blood and silence. He begins killing everything in his path. The crabs, AI drones, broken tributes, corpses that are already dead. He reaches out to the spire just as Wraith arrives and a brutal fight ensues. Smoke, teleportation, and mechanical strikes. Taniks gains the upper hands. As he prepares to crush Wraith, Spyro, rings torn but alive, slams into Taniks, lighting him on fire. Taniks grabs Spyro by the throat, but Dorka appears and hurls a spear through his head. Taniks is dead.
Yeah.
He would have soloed. Oh my god.
Nah.
He got ambushed twice. He got ambushed 3 times and nearly won.
True.
The climb begins. The 6 survivors begin to ascend the spire. Spyro, Dorka, Elizabeth, Wraith, Mason Order Commander, Lily, and Kiriko.
Yeah.
Wraith reaches to the 3rd tier, but Kiriko catches up and says nothing but throwing her off the edge. Throwing her over the edge, Wraith vanishes in the storm, screaming. Okay.
Cool.
Kiriko just fucking kills her.
I know, yeah.
It's not even a noble. Like, there has been really no noble parts of any of this one.
Yeah. There doesn't need to be.
The 5th tier, Elizabeth Comstock turns to Dorka and Spyro. Only one of you can make it, but I can make sure the other forgets. Elizabeth touches Dorka's head. Dorka wants to forget. Elizabeth touches her forehead and she collapses. Spyro screams and tackles Elizabeth from the side. They fall. Dorka's unconscious. Elizabeth Comstock vanishes in the rift. And Spyro barely survives. Only 3 reach the summit, though. Mason, Commander, Lily, and Kiriko. They stand in silence. The pod hums behind them.
What's Spyro?
He fell, so it's a thing of they're at the escape pod. So the only survivors are one of basically probably gonna be one of these 3.
Escape pod. Yeah.
They stand in silence. The pod hums before them. The commander drops his halberd. Lily steps forward. Kiriko raises her blade. Before she can strike, the commander tackles her off the platform. They both fall into the abyss.
Okay.
Lily wins.
Makes sense.